What firm eyes blue ammonia partnership? PETRONAS, meanwhile, initiates gas supply to Bintulu methanol plant, and the Borneo Sonic Music Festival will not be broadcast live on TVS. These are the headlines for tonight. Good evening. You're now with me, Razi Ahmad, and this is TVS Nightline. Sarawak Petchems Niran Berhad, a company based in Sarawak, is actively exploring potential collaborations aimed at the production and export of blue ammonia. This collaborative effort will incorporate cutting-edge carbon capture technology to ensure environmentally responsible blue ammonia production. The Premier of Sarawak, Dato' Patinggitan Sri Abang Joritun Openg, said the significance of blue ammonia, a product derived from nitrogen and blue hydrogen sourced from natural gas, with the critical aspect of capturing and storing the carbon dioxide byproduct. This eco-friendly alternative is being seriously considered as a substitute for coal in power generation. Notably, the Premier highlighted the growing demand for blue ammonia from potential customers.
The second plant will be based on ammonia. And we see that the market is there for ammonia, particularly you can see the trend in Europe as well as the trend in Far East, including ASEAN. We need, sometimes they want to produce the energy using ammonia as a feedstock. So because of that, I have requested Petchem to set up ammonia plant in Bintulu. This is something new. It is blue ammonia, and I think if you calculate the return on this investment, more or less it is quite guaranteed, depending on how, of course, you market your product. But it is generally based on demand.
He said this in his speech at the first gas readiness ceremony of the Bintulu Additional Gas Sales Facility 2 BAGSF2 in Tanjung Kidurong, Bintulu on Monday. Abang Johari expressed confidence in the availability of ample gas resources in Sarawak to produce blue ammonia and urea. He hoped for the swift finalization of the gas supply agreement for the project. He also extended his gratitude to all parties involved, such as PETRONAS, Sarawak Petchem and Sarawak Energy Berhad for their dedicated efforts in preparing BAGSF2 for the gas production in just over a year. Furthermore, the Premier highlighted that the capacity of this facility to deliver gas holds promising prospects for both the petrochemical and power sectors in Sarawak. These developments align with Sarawak's PCDS 2030 goals, which include a job creation, reducing developmental disparities between urban and rural areas, and promoting digital adoption through enhanced energy access.
That the petrochemical and power industries are two important approaches for Sarawak to achieve our post-COVID-19 development strategy 2030. And of course, I am very keen to see the growth of these two sectors contributing towards the creation of jobs in Sarawak, keeping with our plan to see the workforce expand close by 195,000 jobs, while narrowing the development gaps between the urban and rural Sarawak.
The Bintulu Additional Gas Facility has initiated gas deliveries to the newly established methanol plant in Bintulu. This development aims to further bolster the growth of the petrochemical industry in Sarawak. The PETRONAS Malaysia Petroleum Management Senior Vice President Muhammad Firuz Asnan stated that the initial gas supply from the facility, delivered through a newly constructed pipeline, serves as the essential fuel source for commissioning Sarawak Petchems Niran Berhad's world-scale methanol plant.
With a design capacity of 390 million standard cubic feet of gas daily, the additional gas facility caters for the requirement of the new methanol plant, plus 70 million standard cubic feet of gas per day to supply to the Sarawak Energy Berhad's existing power plant in Bintulu.
The readiness of BECSAF 2 facility marks yet another chapter in the development of the oil and gas sector in the state of Sarawak. It is our hope that the delivery of additional gas will power the further growth of downstream sector in the state.
In 2016, PETRONAS signed an agreement with the Sarawak state government to supply a total of 450 million standard cubic feet of gas daily of natural gas to Sarawak for power generation and state-owned petrochemical industries. 5 years later, PETRONAS signed another memorandum of understanding to increase gas supply to 1,200 billion standard cubic feet of gas per day to Sarawak.
The Borneo Sonic Music Festival will not be broadcast live on TVS. Managing Director of BME International Malaysia Sdn Bhd, Stephen Au, affirmed that TVS serves only as the official media partner to promote the music festival.
He was responding to the complaints in regards to the new seating plan, which has gone viral on social media recently.
This is only a live concert. There won't be any live broadcasting from TVS or any other social media platform. We are doing the best we can to resolve this issue. We want to make sure that Sarawak will be the place to go for concerts and festivals, now and even the future. We want to ensure that the people, especially our Sarawakians, will have a wonderful time to be there in our Borneo Sonic. We appreciate your support and passion. Rest assured that we will continue to bring the festival and concerts in the future. We thank you for your understanding, and rest assured our aim is to make sure you guys have a fantastic time.
On issues regarding the spectators' ticket category position, Stephen said the matter has been resolved and the new arrangement can be sought on Borneo Sonic Music Festival's official website.
The new layout will be everyone who are sitting will be sitting at the on the higher place long. And then the one are standing down there will be standing. So we don't change that anymore, but we only change the category 2 to the middle of the stage like that lah. But it's sitting on the top lah. So everyone is almost the same position. Just that we have to arrange the stage closer to the padang lor, in the middle of the padang like that. For more information, please visit our website www.borneosonic.com and also visit our social media, IG and Facebook.
Meanwhile, commenting on the issue of discounts price obtained by some parties, Stephen clarified that the prices are given only to the sponsors of the festival.
In recent years, Malaysia has experienced a notable increase in sophisticated real estate scams, resulting in severe financial losses and emotional distress among the public. Dato' Hishamuddin Hashim, the Secretary General of the Malaysia International Humanitarian Organization, MHO, disclosed that his non-governmental organization has received approximately 500 reports from across the country. Alarmingly, nearly half of these reports originate from various cities within the state of Sarawak.
Ini adalah satu kes berkenaan sebuah syarikat yang telah menawarkan satu skim pembinaan rumah. Nombor satu, dia tawarkan skim pembinaan rumah di atas tanah sendiri. Yang kedua, dia menawarkan skim rumah yang tak tahu di mana lagi, tapi dah bayar, dia akan carikan tanah dan buat rumah. Yang kedua. Yang ketiga, skim pelaburan berkonsepkan hartanah. Bayar dan dapatkan pulangan dividen. Ketiga-tiga skim yang mereka janjikan, yang mereka tawarkan, tiga-tiga mereka tak buat. Bukan satu je, tiga-tiga pun dia tipu. Mereka telah memperdaya mangsa-mangsa. Menurut maklumat laporan yang kita dapat terima, di Sarawak ini ada hampir bawa anggaran dalam 500 orang lagi, dan ada di Kedah dan ada di Johor. Cuma mereka ni banyak menyasarkan masyarakat, khususnya masyarakat di Sarawak ni, masyarakat pedalaman dan masyarakat orang susah yang begitu mengimpikan untuk mendapat rumah.
In Kuching, a total of 30 individuals have taken the brave step of filing police reports, revealing combined losses that have reached an astonishing 2.17 million ringgit. With Cebu trailing not far behind, with 34 victims and their collective losses amounting to 1.6 million ringgit. Miri has also witnessed a surge in cases, with a shocking 77 individuals with a loss amounting to a staggering 3.25 million ringgit. Meanwhile, Bintulu, 45 residents have come forward with their own tales of financial devastation, and their collective losses stand at 1.93 million ringgit. Hishamuddin added further that currently the mastermind of the scam syndicate has been charged with 2 counts of the crime.
Dan kita telah mendapat maklum balas daripada pihak PDRM bahawa telah tindakan daripada pihak polis telah berlaku yang mana pengarah syarikat ataupun mastermind ataupun pihak yang mendalangi skim hartanah ini telah dituduh. Ada 2 pertuduhan. Dah ada 2 pertuduhan di Miri, dah dituduh dulu, dan ada hampir 13 report telah dalam siasatan, 18 report telah dibuka kertas siasatan. Jadi ini menunjukkan bahawa ada tindakan, cuma kita perlu memaklumkan kepada pengadu-pengadu bahawa apa status yang terkini, dan pihak yang berbahagia, yang dihormati Datuk Muhammad Azman telah menyatakan komitmen beliau akan memberikan perhatian yang serius dalam kes ini, dan supaya tindakan kepada kertas-kertas siasatan yang lain juga.
The cases will be charged under Section 420 of the Penal Code and 415, 409 of the same code, and under Section 402 for the Interest Scheme Act 2016. Hishamuddin also warns the agents for such schemes that they will also be charged for the crime as well, under Section 108 of the Penal Code as accomplice. As Sarawak continues to confront this pressing issue, it's essential for the community to rally together and remain watchful against potential scams.
Apart from generating additional energy for Sarawak, there are many benefits of using wood pellets for the state's vision in venturing into new renewable energy field. Given the completion of the Pan-Borneo Highway in the nearest future, lecturer at the Faculty of Economics and Business, University of Malaysia Sarawak UNIMAS Associate Professor Dr. Ayla Abdul Latif said Sarawak is set to have its own transit to support the wood processing and shipping for the wood pellets.
Boleh dilihat sebagai salah satu daripada aktiviti ekonomi tambahan atau secara ringkasnya AET yang boleh menambah jumlah pendapatan isi rumah bagi pekebun-pekebun kecil. Selain daripada menjadi remedi kepada isu tanah terbiar tanpa diusahakan, selain menghasilkan oksigen untuk menangani isu perubahan iklim semasa, malah boleh menjadi bahan mentah untuk pellet kayu yang boleh menghasilkan tenaga tambahan untuk kita. Saya berpendapat dalam 10 hingga 20 tahun akan datang mungkin kita boleh menjangkakan dengan adanya lebuh raya Pan Borneo, mungkin akan ada transit yang menyokong pemprosesan dan penghantaran kayu-kayan ini untuk dibuat pellet.
She said this when contacted by TVS on Monday. Previously, Premier of Sarawak Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Jori Tunopeng said that the state is exploring the potential of biomass pellet production as an addition to its renewable energy sources. According to Abang Johari, during his recent visit in London, England, he learned that the country produced 2,500 megawatts of power from wood pellets.
Coming up right after the break, Malaysia secures new wave of Chinese investments. And in world news, former Thailand Prime Minister Thaksin eligible for parole in February. All this in TVS Nightline. Stay tuned. Welcome back. The Ministry of Women, Family and Community Development is presently engaged in the process of reviewing legislation associated with the Child Act of 2001, with plans to present proposed amendments to Parliament in the near future. Its Minister, Datuk Sri Nancy Shukri, has confirmed that this review encompasses a comprehensive examination of penalties pertaining to cases of child sexual abuse. Concerns have been raised regarding the perceived leniency of existing penalties, which may not serve as a sufficient deterrent to potential offenders. She further mentioned that the ministry is actively considering the inclusion of sexual offences in this legislative review, but emphasized that the process is still ongoing.
Utama sekali lah dari sudut gangguan seksual ini, sebab dan juga hukuman lah. Kita cuba nak lihat dari sudut hukuman, sebab ada yang mengatakan hukuman itu terlalu ringan, maka sebab itu ia menjadi tidak menakutkan mereka yang menjadi perpetrator itu, tidak menakutkan mereka. Maka kita bincang, saya minta supaya kita di kementerian untuk melihat dari sudut hukuman dan juga yang gangguan seksual itu dimasuk sama. Jadi tapi itu belum kita selesai lagi ya.
She told the press conference after officiating the Child Protection Advocacy Program Kasih Kanak-Kanak Kuala Lumpur at Sri Tasek National School in Bandar Sri Permaisuri. Nancy further emphasized that this advocacy program aims to enhance public awareness and understanding of issues related to child abuse and neglect, including physical, sexual, emotional abuse and neglect. Additionally, Nancy urged the public to remain vigilant in protecting children and to report any case of abuse or neglect to the Talian Kasih hotline at 15999 or via WhatsApp at 019-261-5999, which operates 24/7. From January to May 2023, the ministry, through the Department of Social Welfare, has handled a total of 2,959 cases involving various forms of abuse and neglect, including physical, sexual, emotional abuse and neglect. Samarahan and Santubong have been chosen as the pilot areas for the Maraliner bus service expansion in Sarawak, pending study results this year, as was said by Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Sri Dr. Ahmad Zahid Hamidi. The Minister of Rural and Regional Development also said the decision will later be brought to the Ministry of Economy for budget management.
Kami sedang melakukan beberapa kajian terperinci dengan memulakan perkhidmatan di terutamanya di Batang, Sadong, Samarahan dan Setubong, dan supaya perkhidmatan Maraliner ini akan memberikan corporate social responsibility, sebab dijangkakan kawasan-kawasan seperti ini Maraliner tidak akan memperoleh keuntungan, tetapi untuk bus express long haul akan dapat cross subsidize kepada stage buses atau bus yang berhenti, dan kita akan lakukan dengan sebaik-baiknya sesuai dengan penyiapan awal PEN Borneo di Sarawak, dan kita harap Timbalan Perdana Menteri Fadilah akan dapat juga mempercepatkan penyiapan PEN Borneo di Sabah sebagaimana yang diminta oleh Yang Berhormat Perdana Menteri, dan insyaAllah pada pertengahan 2025 ianya akan dapat memberikan perkhidmatan Maraliner.
Zahid was responding to the question asked by Batang Sadong Member of Parliament Rodia Sapii on the expansion of the Maraliner bus service in Sarawak, which involves the Batang Sadong parliamentary area. The project will serve as a game changer in terms of public transportation for the constituents of both areas. The Maraliner bus service study in Sarawak is being carried out by the company in collaboration with University of Technology Mara UiTM Kota Samarahan to see the feasibility and requirement of overall operation. Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Sri Ahmad Zahid Hamidi today also announced the implementation of 9 projects to upgrade former logging roads in Sarawak, involving approximately 331 million ringgit. He said the upgrade project is expected to be completed before Christmas this year, adding that Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim has also approved an additional allocation of 84 million ringgit.
Bagi menaikkan taraf jalan-jalan balak di kawasan-kawasan pendalaman Sarawak ini, khususnya kita akan mulakan bagi anak-anak untuk pulang ke kampung sebelum perayaan Christmas tahun ini, dan insya-Allah kita akan lakukan dengan yang terbaik. Tapi masalah akan sedikit melibatkan kesiapan jalan-jalan berkenaan. Walau bagaimanapun kita terima kasih kepada kerajaan negeri, khususnya pihak JKR dan juga Yang Berhormat Premier Sarawak yang telah.
The nation's rice supply remains sufficient to fulfill domestic demand for an extended period of 4 to 5 months, affirming the absence of immediate stockpile utilization, as was said by Agriculture and Food Security Minister Datuk Seri Muhammad Sabu. He revealed that Malaysia's current rice stockpile comprises 900,000 metric tons, consisting 250,000 metric tons of government-controlled reserves and an additional 650,000 metric tons designated for commercial use.
Sehubungan itu, KPKM berpandangan bahawa masih belum terdapat keperluan mendesak yang bersifat kecemasan untuk menggunakan stokpile yang berjumlah 250,000 tan metrik. Stok dagangan sedia ada sebanyak 650,000 tan metrik adalah mencukupi bagi menampung keperluan domestik.
He said this during his winding-up debate on the motion for the 12th Malaysia Plan mid-term review in the Dewan Rakyat earlier today. Commenting on the increase in the price of rice, he said the increase only involved imported white rice PPI, while the price of local white rice remained at RM2.60 per kilogram. Meanwhile, Sarawak's rice stock remains stable, ensuring adequate supply at 13,000 metric tons monthly. State Paddy and Rice Regulatory Authority Director Nur Anizan Razali said Padi Beras Nasional Berhad Bernas is scheduled to import 13,000 to 15,000 metric tons of rice into Sarawak monthly to sustain the state's sufficient supply. Nur Anizan emphasized that both the regulatory authority and the ministry would conduct routine monitoring to ensure the market supply remains consistently sufficient. On another development, Ministry of Domestic Trade and Cost of Living will introduce the Rahmah Rice Sales Program to alleviate the burden on people affected by the price increase of imported rice and the shortage of local rice. Its Deputy Minister Fuzia Saleh revealed that consumers can purchase subsidized rice through a 150 million ringgit allocation passed by the Parliament. Additionally, the ministry is implementing mechanisms to control the prices of imported raw materials like sugar and onions, including imposing price ceilings on sugar and subsidizing various grades of eggs. This effort is part of the Rahmah Sales Initiative, offering discounts of 10 to 30%.
Back on TVS Nightline and in World Affairs, the search continues for those missing in Libya, where the death toll has now exceeded 11,300 and approximately 40,000 individuals have been forced from their homes due to the disaster. A week after a massive wall of water devastated the Libyan city of Derna, leading to the loss of thousands of lives, the primary focus has shifted towards providing assistance to survivors. According to the Libyan Red Crescent, as reported by the United Nations Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs, there are still 10,100 people unaccounted for in the severely affected city. The statement also predicts that these numbers will likely increase in the coming days and weeks as search and rescue teams continue their exhaustive efforts to locate survivors. Emergency aid is currently reaching Libya, a nation already grappling with conflict, as the international community rallies to support the country's emergency services in managing the aftermath of the catastrophic flooding caused by the rupture of 2 dams near Derna last week. The International Organization for Migration reports that at least 40,000 people have been displaced in northeastern Libya. However, it is acknowledged that the actual number is likely higher due to the challenges of accessing the areas most severely impacted by the flooding. The dams located upstream from Derna gave way under the immense pressure of torrential rains brought by the hurricane-strength storm Daniel. These structures had been constructed to safeguard the port city, which is home to 100,000 residents following significant flooding in the mid-20th century. Thailand's former Prime Minister Thaksin Shinawatra could be released on parole as early as late February, having already had an 8-year prison sentence commuted to 1 year following his return from self-exile. Thailand's most famous politician made a dramatic homecoming last month, 15 years after he entered self-exile, having been ousted by a military coup in 2006. While abroad, Thaksin was found guilty in absentia in 3 cases involving abuse of power, conflict of interest, and malfeasance.
His return to Thailand coincided with the emergence of his ally Srettha Thavisin as the country's new prime minister, following months of uncertainty in the wake of an election in May that resulted in defeat for the ruling pro-military party. The telecommunications billionaire, whose brash personality and populist policies appeal to poorer Thais, clashed with the country's old-money elites and royalist military, which also ousted his sister's government in 2014. There was speculation that Thaksin reached some deal with his old foes after the pro-military parties gave the Pheu candidate Srettha their backing to form a new government. Thaksin and Srettha denied this. On his first night in Thailand, Thaksin was transferred to a police hospital with chest pains and high blood pressure, where he is currently being treated. Days later, King Maha Vajiralongkorn commuted his 8-year sentence to 1 year, but he could be released much sooner.
See the world closer with TVS as we bring you the latest news updates both locally and internationally. For more headlines anytime, anywhere, just head on to our official website at tvstv.my or follow us on our social media platforms. And those were the updates for tonight. I'm Razi Ahmad. Thank you for watching.